If your bob makes you feel flat or frumpy, let me say, it's not your fault. Most salons are still using the same old cuts from a decade ago. I know because I've seen it time and again. You walk out hoping for a little lift, only to find your hair seems to drag your whole face down. Once we reach 40, hair gets finer, drier, and every inch matters. An outdated bob? Sometimes, it can make you look older than you feel inside. Be honest, have you ever left the salon and thought, did I just age 5 years in 45 minutes? But what if I told you a single change to your bob's outline could instantly brighten your whole look? Stick with me. There's a secret at the end of this video that most stylists won't dare tell you. Here's a simple tip for now. Just curving your ends in, even slightly, makes your bob look fresher, softer, and yes, youthful. But, oh, that's only the beginning. There's a whole new playbook for bobs after 50, and most women have never even heard of it. I promise, you'll feel more confident looking in the mirror, not less, as you learn these tricks. So tell me, if you could try any bob, would you pick sleek, textured, or a mix of both? Take a glance in the mirror and imagine it. Because up first, we're breaking down the style that flatters almost everyone, especially if your hair's been feeling thin. You know, there are mornings when no matter how long you stand in front of the mirror, volumizing spray in one hand, round brush in the other, your hair just sits there, limp and unbothered. I've felt that frustration myself, especially after 50. It's as if all the old tricks suddenly stopped working. The truth is, as we get older, hair naturally loses its bounce. For so many women, including myself and friends in my circle, it just seems to get finer, softer, almost shy about showing volume. And that's where most of us get nervous about the word layers. I used to worry that layering meant more frizz, or worse, ends that looked thin and stringy. But let me tell you, layers done the right way are a different story. The real secret? Ask for subtle internal layers, not those chunky, obvious ones that sit right on top. When you add gentle, hidden layers, especially with a few shorter pieces framing the face, it brings life back to hair that wants to lie flat. You don't lose thickness at the ends. Instead, you gain movement and a soft kind of lift, right where it counts. And here's a tip I swear by. When you talk to your stylist, simply say, I want movement through the ends, but no chunky layers on top. Then at home, skip the brush. Just flip your head upside down while drying and use your fingers to gently tousle the roots. That little upside down moment really does create natural volume, without any harsh lines. I remember chatting with a friend, Mary, who was always hesitant about layers. She finally tried this softer approach and told me she felt a little lighter, more comfortable in her own skin, almost like her hair was giving her permission to stand a bit taller. But trust me, this is only the first step. There's a subtle tweak to the perimeter most people skip, and it can truly lift your entire face. Let's get into that next. You know, people always say a straight-across bob is timeless. But, well, I have to gently disagree, because that harsh line can sometimes do more harm than good, especially as our features soften with age. Why do so many stylists keep reaching for that blunt line? I think it's habit, honestly. It feels classic on paper, but in real life, it can make the jaw look heavy and, strangely enough, close off your natural expression. Most women don't realize just how much a little curve at the ends can change the whole mood of your face. Let me let you in on a little secret. Those curved ends, whether they're tucked softly in or flipped gently out, can instantly lift your cheeks and make your jawline look softer, more open. It's such a subtle tweak, but the effect is surprising. Sometimes, just that one change brightens your whole look. Now, you might be wondering, how do I get that gentle lift at home, especially if I'm not using a lot of tools? It's actually easier than you think. When you dry your hair, use your hands or a round brush to bevel the ends inward, or if you're feeling playful, try a soft flip out at the collarbone. I always recommend bringing photos of both options to your stylist, classic in or a light, airy out, so you can find a shape that feels truly you. Which look do you imagine for yourself? Sleek ends tucked under, or that fresh little flip? Drop your pick below. Up next, let's talk about a bob shape that brings instant structure, even for thinning hair. Here's something you almost never see in those dusty old salon books. The modern box bob, brought up to date just for us. Years ago, I'll admit, the idea of a box cut made me picture a blocky helmet, harsh and a bit too severe for my taste. But times have changed, and the new version keeps the outline clean while softening the edges in all the right places. Let's talk details. The updated box bob gently defines the jaw, but the ends are softened, never stiff or heavy, so your face looks more sculpted, but still feminine. There's also the mono bob, one length, but blended at the ends, which actually flatters the jawline and creates this lively, fresh silhouette. It's kind of like giving your hair structure, but without feeling weighed down or old-fashioned. Now, if you want to add just a touch of Parisian flair, try a slightly off-center part and add some soft texture at the ends. I love how that tiny detail can instantly make you look more current, almost effortlessly chic. And if you're worried about thickness or grays, don't be. The trick is to air out the tips with gentle point cutting and choose a side part for even more softness. This shape works beautifully whether your hair is thick, medium, or silver. Truly, it's so forgiving. You might be surprised how these subtle tweaks can leave you feeling, honestly, 10 years younger. Still think bobs only work for straight hair? Well, wait till you see what comes next. Ever feel like your natural waves or curls just don't fit the bob rulebook? Oh, I used to believe that too, thinking bobs were only for sleek, straight hair. But here's a little confession. Embracing your natural texture might just be the secret you've been missing. Textured and wavy bobs are not only on trend, they actually make fine, aging hair look fuller and more playful. A French bob, or a curly variation, styled with just a bit of intention, keeps its shape without needing heavy products or hot tools. Instead of fighting against your waves, you can let them bring out a lightness, a bounce that straight styles sometimes can't achieve. One thing I've noticed, when you use a diffuser, just for a few seconds on each section, and a dab of leave-in cream, you get volume that feels soft, never crunchy. And here's the real magic. Once you style, don't touch until it's cool. That's how you keep those waves looking effortless, not frizzy. I'll share a little story. A friend of mine always thought her curls were a problem. But after she switched to a wavy French bob, the compliments just rolled in, and even her silvery highlights seemed to sparkle a little more. Sometimes the thing you saw as a flaw is actually your greatest asset. Now, I'm curious. Do you wear glasses, or have wavy or curly hair yourself? Share your story or your struggles below. Let's help each other out. Next, let's talk about length, and why one special bob might just be your new favorite for busy, beautiful days. They say women over 50 can't wear longer hair. Well, I think it's high time we prove them wrong. The Italian bob, sometimes called the long bob or lob, is that rare style that gives you the youthful boost of a bob, but with enough length to play and adapt to your life. Here's what makes it special. This bob runs from jawline to collarbone, and, unlike most shortcuts, you can still clip it up on a warm day, pull it back for a walk, or style it loose and polished for an evening out. I call it the clip-up test. If your bob passes, you've got both beauty and practicality in one swoop. For so many of us dealing with those sudden temperature swings, hello menopause, that option is priceless. And here's the best-kept secret most stylists won't tell you. The perfect length for your bob isn't about your age, it's about your lifestyle. Your hair should fit your routine, your energy, and honestly, whatever makes you feel most like yourself. I've seen women light up just from having that freedom, feeling completely refreshed, not boxed in by old rules or numbers on a cake. So don't be afraid of going a bit longer. With the right bob, you're never too old, too gray, or too unique to wear your hair your way. But maybe your old inverted bob is starting to feel, well, a bit tired? Let's wrap up with the smartest, simplest switch for a truly refreshed look. Each one of these 5 bobs does something magical. They help you look and feel younger, fresher, and more like yourself, no matter your hair type. You're not stuck with one formula or a single right way. Every detail can be personalized, from the length to the texture, to the way your hair frames your face. Let's run through them quickly. Layered bobs bring back that natural movement and softness. Curved ends give your face a gentle lift. Modern box and mono shapes add structure without harshness. The French or curly bob brings out lively bounce, perfect for natural waves. And the Italian or long bob? That's your versatile, go-anywhere style. Here's a little bonus. Ask your stylist to match your bob to your unique face shape. Keep the perimeter somewhere between your chin and collarbone, and avoid lines that cut in at the jaw. These little adjustments make all the difference, whether you want to highlight your cheekbones or soften your features. Now, if you'd love help finding your best match, or want tips for glasses or gray hair, just comment below with your hair texture or questions. I'll happily reply with a suggestion picked just for you. Remember, updating your hair isn't just about keeping up with trends. It's about reclaiming your image and showing the world exactly who you are, on your own terms, at any age. And if you're curious what comes next, stay tuned. Next time, I'll reveal the best color tricks to make your bob pop, whether you're silver, highlighted, or somewhere in between. Don't miss it.